All coaches aspire to be champions, and this time of year is when you set that vision for your team. By now, listeners of this podcast know about signature championship rings and have met some of the signature champion coaches who partner with them to celebrate their achievements. Reputable, affordable, first-class customer service are just some of the ways we keep hearing coaches describe signature championship rings. So as you're ramping up this summer for the upcoming season, create a championship vision for your team now using the design tool at signaturechampions.com/podcast. Give your team a visual to motivate their pursuit of a championship in 2024. And when your team has a championship moment to celebrate, we highly recommend consulting with Signature Championship Rings.
It reminded me of something Tiger Ellison said in his book. He said, imagine if everybody got the rules of football, had never seen any film, but knew all the rules, and then they just went out there and played each other without ever seeing any evidence of football. How different, how creative the offenses would have been, because there's nobody to copy.
In this episode, A.J. Smith, offensive coordinator of the San Antonio Brahmas, shares the concept of what has been called the hybrid offense, a marriage between the air raid and the run and shoot. Coach Smith is a friend of the podcast and has discussed several ideas with us. We'll link those episodes in the show notes. In this segment from a clinic he did last summer while at a table at a sushi shop in California, he talks about the offense and the philosophy. Though this is a brief segment, he shares some important ideas. What you missed because this is audio is AJ explaining the concept with sushi rolls as the offense and edamame as the defense. But he's pretty descriptive and you should get the concept. I will link to a video of that segment. Regardless of what offense you run, he definitely provides some nuggets for any offensive coordinator. We're airing this segment to promote the upcoming 2024 National Air Raid Convention One Back Clinic Edition, which will be virtual this year. Coach Smith will be speaking, as will coaches from the high school and college levels. This year's clinic features the originators. The highlight of the clinic is the presentations by the coaches who created offenses that have been the foundation of many variations of spread offenses that have sprouted up in the game. Come and learn from June Jones, the originator of the run and shoot, Noel Mazzoni, the originator of the end zone offense, Art Briles and his unique spread offense, and of course the godfather of the air raid, Hal Mumme. The link for the clinic is in the show notes. Enjoy this segment. What you see on tape is a direct reflection of what you teach and how you teach. Video is important, but if you don't teach well, you're not going to like what you see on your video. First Down Playbook has been helping coaches teach better for 13 years. It allows you to present installs, playbooks, and practice cards in half the time with NFL quality. Coaching tools like video pairing, a player app, practice schedules, and wristband sheets have made First Down Playbook a program management system with everything in one place. If you're in a position of leadership with your football program, receive a free 1-week look at First Down Playbook. Call them at 512-814-6158 or visit them on their website or social media. Mention Coach and Coordinator Podcast or use the coupon code COACH24 to receive a $100 discount off the normal $700 First Down Playbook team membership price. Links and the phone number are in the show notes. As coaches, we know that some of the biggest hurdles to our team's success can come from off the field. Your team needs support to tackle the endless list of expenses, uniforms, training equipment, travel, and more. But raising that money can feel like a full-time job. Thankfully, there's Vertical Raise. Vertical Raise is the premier online fundraising platform using innovative technology to create the easiest and most efficient system available. Raise more money in less time with a local fundraising coach who works with your team every step of the way to customize the ideal fundraiser. With options for online donations, digital discount cards, premium product sales, and even spirit shops, Vertical Raise has top-of-the-line solutions for every fundraising style. To find out more, visit verticalraise.com and we'll get you connected with an exclusive offer on your first fundraiser.
All right, it's time to clinic now, and we've made it here to one of my spots here in Newport, and we're going to talk some football and specifically talk about the hybrid offense. And some of you are wondering, what is the hybrid offense? It's not a car. It's not half electric and gas. No, it's actually something that the TV this year, the announcers named, which I'm happy. I never wanted to name my own offense. These guys started saying, oh, here's AJ's hybrid offense, and they're referring to the air raid and the run and shoot being combined. Now, do they really know what they're talking about as far as what I've combined? Probably, they're seeing some things and they're coming to a conclusion, and that's what we're going to break down today. And what does that mean to be hybrid? And so, thank you.
I won't charge for this.
All right, so what is this hybrid offense? Well, again, it goes back to my background, and that's, hey, I grew up in the early stages of coaching around June Jones and John Jenkins, and then later I was Hal Mummy's quarterback coach and started the air raid certification, and so I have this background with both. And then I was the receiver coach for June, and then I was the offense coordinator for Jerry Glanville. So all these run and shoot and air raid ties, it's okay, it's a hybrid. He's doing both, and it's true. But where you even can be labeled as a run and shoot coach starts within the box, and we're going to go over that. But understand, both offenses are really more similar than different, and the similarities, okay, is that it's a lifestyle. It's a pass to set up the run offense. You don't understand how many offenses out there in the college game right now that are putting up a bunch of yards passing, but it's RPO. They're not a rhythm offense. They don't pass to set up the run. And what does all that mean? I'll get into it. But it just reminds me of a story of I was at Vegas, and we saw David Copperfield, and I got to go backstage and meet him, and I had one question for him. I said, David, you're worth over like $1 billion. You're still doing 500 shows a year. Why? Why do you do it? And he goes, this is who I am. So when you're really living in this world, instead of, well, that offense, that ain't gonna, all the hearsay, it's a part of you, it's who you are, and that'll make sense to you. The biggest difference to me between the two is the box. The box is the biggest. Now, what's the box? I'm talking about the O-line, quarterback, and the running back. Those 7 individuals, what I call that box right there, that is the biggest difference between run and shoot and air raid. And air raid's a little bit more traditional to what everybody does, okay? The run and shoot is different. It's completely different, and everybody does it. And I've had people ask me, why don't you do it like everybody does it? I don't want to. I believe this is the best way. And you were born an original. Don't die a copy. I love being different. I thrive on being different. I got the box here, but before we get into the box, I want to talk about one last thing. We're talking about the differences, and it reminded me of something Tiger Ellison said in his book, who wrote this 80 years ago in a book called The Run and Shoot Offense of the Future. He said, imagine if everybody got the rules of football, had never seen any film, but knew all the rules, and then they just went out there and played each other without ever seeing any evidence of football. How different, how creative the offenses would have been, because there's nobody to copy. And so never forget that. All right, so now let's talk about the box, because this right here, to me, in my personal opinion, this is what makes you be able to say, hey, run and shoot, or hey, I'm this hybrid now that we've kind of innovated. You'll hear me say, you can be a wing T team and decide to run Z-Go. That doesn't make you run and shoot. This is what does, okay? So when you commit being to 4 wide receivers and commit to the quarterback half rolling one way or the other, you're a run and shoot team. And that, to me, right there is the difference. And there's a few benefits for everybody. All right, first off, the quarterback, okay, it gets him on the move. It's going to get him in rhythm. It also helps with the pass rush from the ends, because they don't know if he's setting up over here or if he's setting up over here. And see, to me, that's one of the negatives of a drop back, is everything's always coming down straight back in their lap. when you half roll, now the O-line can short step, they can vertical step, okay? And then 2, it helps with the running back getting to the edges. So these are all big time benefits of running what we call in our half roll system in the box, okay? So then 2, with us, we were the most explosive offense in the XFL this year, and that's runs over 20 yards and that's passes over 40 yards. And the big reason why, and to me this is the most explosive run in all of football, is the sprint draw. And what's crazy is you'll see some air raid teams or teams that pass, they don't even run draw at all. That's nuts to me. This is the ultimate counterpunch to when you're a pass to set up the run team. This beats everybody. And I get people asking me, well, the draw's not working. I can't get the draw to work. Well, you're not passing enough. And then 2, you're spending way too much of your O-line doing this, that they're not good at doing this, and they can't control themselves going backwards. So the draw is the easiest play in the world because you get 5 guys.
Oh, I was surprised.
He gets the uncovered one. There's 5 on 5. And then this is the best part. Since not everybody's collapsing, he's going this way. He's going to hand it here. It gets everybody moving. He gets everybody moving. And then he goes. Okay, so what if they're 3 down? Then he's in those. Now, both your guards go. Both your guards go. And again, he could be over here. He's moving this way. Boom, it's going. That half roll with the sprint draw is quintessential to our offense. It's everything. And those 2 factors right there is what makes us us. And if you don't do those things and you go, I'll run the run and shoot, and I see you dropping straight back, but you're running switch, I'm like, okay, that's great. That's the concept, but you're not really living it. And to me, I'm going to say this later on, the concepts don't matter. It's your philosophy of the offense and what you do here define who you are. So now that we've kind of talked about this, let's head to the film room and break down this sprint draw.
I've always been interested in the use of technology to make our jobs more effective, so I'm excited to continue sharing modern football technology with you here on the podcast. This innovative system leverages tendencies to improve self-scouting, game planning, and in-game decision-making at the speed of the game. Modern football stands out because it's a battle-tested platform used by teams at all levels, like 4-time national champion Bishop Gorman, the 5-time California state champion Folsom Bulldogs, 6-time Texas state champion Lake Travis, Cal football, and the CFL's Grey Cup champions, the Montreal Alouettes. So book a demo today to see why these teams trust modern football technology. Visit www.teammofo.com/demo and mention Coach and Coordinator Podcast or use the coupon code CC10 to receive 10% off your first year. Here are winning edge takeaways and ideas for implementation. 1. Embrace being different and authentic. Coach Smith emphasizes the importance of being original and not just following the norm. As an offensive coordinator, you should not be afraid to innovate and create your own unique offensive strategies that align with your philosophies and strengths. 2. Study the game deeply. Understanding the scheme or concept is not enough. Learning the philosophy behind the plays and how they work together will help you run an offense, but ultimately your version will become uniquely you, especially if you have a strong understanding of how and why everything in your offense works together. Coach Smith used the hybrid approach to combining the air raid and the run and shoot, figuring out his how and why, and then bringing that to life through his players and staff. This approach can help you create your own versatile and effective offense. And 3, know your strategy up and down and forward and backward. For Coach Smith, that is a focus on setting up the run with the pass. Coach Smith stressed the significance of passing to set up the run, highlighting the importance of maintaining a balanced offensive approach. Like he related to the story of meeting David Copperfield, his offense now is just what he does. Remember to sign up for the National Air Raid Clinic One-Back Edition, being held virtually June 25th through 27th. The link is in the show notes. Follow all we're doing at coachandcoordinator.com and follow us on X at Coach K. Grabowski.